Welcome. I'm Holly. This is my Flosstube, Hobbies of Holly. I'm so glad you joined me today. If you're new, welcome. We're glad you're here. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it so much. It's been a few weeks since I recorded a video. Since then, I had told you that my mother-in-law had passed away and we had her funeral, and it was actually a beautiful celebration of her life. And then we had family here for dinner afterwards, and our grandkids were all here, so I got to see all 4 of my daughters, most of my son-in-laws and grandkids. So it was good. We saw family and friends that we hadn't seen for a while, and she would have been pleased with how she was honored. So we had that. Otherwise, life's been pretty calm. Graham's nice and stable, so that's good. I have Ruby today, and she's asleep upstairs, so we'll see how long she sleeps, if I can record. We've had icky weather. I'm in Ohio. I'm just south of Dayton. It's beautiful right now, but we had severe thunderstorms and tornadoes come through last night. We were safe, but nearby towns had a few confirmed tornadoes, and we're supposed to get more icky weather tonight, but that is spring in Ohio, so we're prepared for it. Guess what? I have some finishes, and I'm very excited to tell you about them. Cross stitch finishes I have completed and fully finished, but God. This is a stitch along that I was hosting and still am hosting. Please continue to stitch along. Let me show you the chart. This is a chart by the Bay Needle Arts, and she released it at just the perfect time that my grandson Graham had been in the hospital for really fighting for his life, and so this was a perfect pattern that a follower sent me, and so I wanted to stitch. I changed some of the colors. If you want to know those, just ask me and I'll let you know. I finished it on a Chantel board, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I could add a bow, but I think I like the simplicity of it the way it is. So I'm very happy with it. It's probably gonna go on my shelf over there. The day after my mother's funeral, I always find it to be just an off day, the day after a funeral. And so I decided to kind of root through my whips to see if anything inspired me. And what it did was inspire me that I need to finish some things. I have some things that wouldn't take me that long, and I just need to get them finished. So I pulled something out. This is the Big Blue House Penkeep drum by Stacy Nash. And I purchased the kit from Katie Strachan. So you can see in Stacy's original that there are more things stitched than what Katie Strachan's version has. And I opted for Katie's version. And instead of a drum, I decided to do this, and it's finished. So here it is. Katie left off some of the animals and motifs at the top and just extended flowers. And Katie had flowers here, but I decided I like the asymmetry with just one flower coming out the roof. I just have some fabric on the back, some pom-pom trim. This is from number 12 Stitch Co. The pom-pom trim is. She is in Australia and she ships very quickly. I couldn't decide how I wanted to finish it. The pattern has, let me see if I can show you. The pattern has, it's a drum, and so there's stitching around the drum. Can you see here? And it's beautiful, but sometimes when I'm finished with the big part of a project, I just want to be finished. And that's what I did with this. I also had considered using it as like the top of a shaker box. This is a shaker tray I have, and I might display it just inside the shaker tray. So that's my finish. Katie Strachan no longer offers these kits, but you can still get this chart by Stacy Nash. Let me fix this. The other things I have done, one of the things I've decided that Flosstube helps me do is it motivates me to tackle a project. Like if I show you something, I think I should just do that. And so I did some things. I had shown you the Cottage Garden Threads work cushion pattern, and I had given 2 options of things I had stitched that I was considering putting in the middle of this. You spoke, I listened. The majority of you voted for the hands, the heartstring sampler hands. And so here's my finished work cushion. I love it so much. Oh, let me see if I can prop it up. There are these they're not pockets, I forget what they call them, but Cottage Garden threads fit in them, but also your scissors can slip in them. And then the corners are all pockets, so you can slip things in there. And this is intended to put on your lap to use as a work cushion. And then the ingenious design on the back has this button, and you can button it tighter if you need it to be higher on your lap. So this is my cushion, and I love it. I used the French General fabric, and you may recall I had purchased the Poppins bag from Ursula Bertram, which is this. And so the other thing I tackled and finished was the A Place for Everything bag. You may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, which is also Hobbies by Holly, I posted some pictures that I was working on it, and then when I finished it. So here it is. This is A Place for Everything bag. I would not say it's beginner friendly, but it's doable. If you have made project bags, you could probably advance to this. So it has a front pocket, and then on the back it has what she calls slide pockets. So my phone will slide in there, etc. It has a strap, but my favorite part and what made me want this was the inside. Let me go this way first. There are the actual lining of the outer tote has mesh pockets, or you could make them vinyl pockets. But this strap velcros, and it has removable pages. So the pages you can configure in any way you'd like. I opted for project bag size pages because I wanted this to be a retreat bag. And so I'm trying out some with mesh. I'd taken a vote among friends. They didn't love the idea of mesh, but I kind of like it. I don't love vinyl project bags. I prefer the fabric type. So I'm gonna continue to tweak my pages, add some more pages. The pattern also calls for divided pages, like zipper pockets. And I think I'm gonna make one of those to put spools, like 103s, sulky, etc. So I'll continue that. But when I went to the Nicola retreat, I had my this bag and my this bag, and they're so beautiful together. And people were very complimentary. So those are my finishes. And I thought, okay, good. I've wiped some things off my whip slate, so my whips are down. That calls for new starts, don't you think? So last night, I started 2 projects. My friend Kia B, has gone through a rough time medically in her family the last couple of weeks. And so she posted this chart on Instagram and asked if anybody would like to stitch along. And I said, me please. I bought the PDF, so it's not great, but It Is Great Is Thy Faithfulness by My Big Toe. And it's actually gonna be a quick stitch. Like I said, I started last night. I'm using the called for threads, but I think I'm gonna tweak it a little bit. You know, I stitch on huge pieces and I have not cut this down yet, and I intended to. So here's my start. I don't know if I love the called for green on it. So I think I might change that to another color, but these are the flosses that it calls for. So I like these a lot, and I might just eliminate the green except for the stems on and the leaves on the flowers, but it's very pretty and it's fast. You can go to Kia B's Instagram account for more information, although I think I posted about it too. Just gonna throw things on the floor. And also last night, while watching weather come through, I started Maggie May. You may recall I've been looking for this chart and I found it, and She's so cute. This is the floss. Most of it is called for. I did have to make a couple of substitutions because I just wanted to use what I had on hand. But I have a little teeny start on her ears. And I can tell she's gonna be the addicting kind of stitch that I just wanna finish. So those are my 2 new starts. I did grab one previous finish to show you. This was my first and my only so far Biscore New. This is a pattern called the Spring Quail, I believe, by the Blue Flower. This was a kit that we got at a Quilter Station retreat a couple of years ago, and so the pins were included. And so this is all the called for flowers, floss, and linen. But I found that a Biscore New wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be to assemble. Now, don't look closely at my stitching, but some of it I'm pleased with, and then others it's like, okay, that's not beautiful, but it's mine, it's finished. Let's see, as I mentioned, I went to the retreat hosted by the Queen City Sampler Guild, and Nicola Parkman from Hands Across the Sea was the designer and presenter. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It was great for me because it was in Cincinnati. It was actually in northern Kentucky. And so that was close to home for me. I did stay in the hotel, which was kind of nice after all that we've been through the last few months, to just have some downtime in a hotel. But if it's okay, I'm going to show you the things that we were given at the retreat. First of all, the chart we were given is Margaret Hutton. It is a Scottish sampler. I learned so many things. There's so much history involved in samplers, and Nicola talked so much about it, but I think, if I recall correctly, one sign of a Scottish sampler that you can look for is green and red floss is used. And there are specialty stitches in this sampler, so she spent the workshop teaching us specialty stitches. Now, will I get the names of them correct? I don't know, so let me cheat and look. Okay, the first one we did is an alternating double back stitch, which also has herringbone in it. And that's the only one I really care to show you because it's reversible. Okay, this is the front of my project. Can you see that? The top line of stitches right here. And then if I show you the reverse side, it's the same on the back. Is that not marvelous? And it was not hard. In fact, it had a nice flow to it. And I could have stitched lots more of them, but it's a whole row of it. The next row down was the rice stitch, which I can't remember if I've done that before or not, but this is a rice stitch, and it's pretty small on 40 count. And then we did eyelet stitches, but they did them basically over 1 on this one, and so I opted for Smyrna crosses. So that's what this, I like it because it's like very textured and bumpy. But this is my project that I started. So that was one thing that was included in our kit, and the linen. And then these are the beautiful, oh, mine are messy, like the beautiful 103s that came along with it. And then we were given a glass cleaning cloth with Margaret Hutton on it. Note cards with Margaret Hutton. I love her note cards. She gifted us at the end another chart, which is Honora Maxwell. And then the guild itself gave us gifts, which I love gifts. I love prizes. One thing, and these were made by Kim Storer. We call her Kroger Kim. She's my friend. She made us needle books. She made all 100 people these beautiful needle books. And they match the Penny and Tunny project bag we were gifted with Margaret Hutton in the center of it. And here's the needle book that goes with it. We were also given these cups with Margaret on it. And let's see, it's on my bag, but we were given these blings with Margaret Hutton, Queen City Sampler, the Flying Pig, because that's one of the things that Cincinnati is known for, and that is a marathon race that was held this past weekend as well. So those were things that we were given. It was wonderful. Nicola is just a marvelous teacher. She's very gracious. She teaches via video, and then we're given a QR code that we can watch those videos for a year. So anytime we're having trouble with it, we can go back and watch it. And then she goes around the entire room asking every single person if they have any questions before she goes on, which is so nice to have that hands-on help with things. Then she had a few things we could purchase. Sorry, I'm shuffling things that were gifted to me, including her freshly announced Queen of the May chart, which is Hannah Green, which is funny because I know a girl named Hannah Green. The model was fabulous. It was very beautiful. We also were able to purchase another one of her new releases over the weekend, which is Charlotte Amelia Stevens. And I saw this and I thought, oh, that's beautiful. But then when she showed it on Flosstube, it's huge. So I might do a Contented Needleworker Kim and maybe just stitch the center, because wouldn't that be pretty? That's what I'm thinking as of right now. Then there was also a model, and we were able to purchase Georgiana Caroline Williams. And it's just a very delicate black sampler. I'd like to get this started right away too. But this is the chart of that. I'm sorry about my glare. Like I said, the sun is shining today. And then she had some linen for sale, which I was a good girl and did not buy any. But then there just a few yards of some of her printed fabric. And so I bought a yard, this is upside down, of this sampler fabric. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but I am going to make something. It may be project bags, it might be inserts into things, but I loved it. One of the best things about Retreat are the people that you meet. And I was very honored to be sitting with the recovering monogamous stitcher, Karen. On the other side of me was Stitch Folk Barry, and on the other side of her was the Paisley Stitcher. So that was lots of fun. I got to meet Carrie Tiger Lily in person for the first time. I got to meet Merritt Crawford for the first time. Shelly was there. My friends Kim and Jen were there. I also got to meet Ellen Chester. What a wealth of knowledge she is. And oh, the beautiful things that she has created, the charts she has designed. So I got home and placed an order, a 1, 2, 3 stitch for a bunch of Ellen Chester charts because I'm excited to stitch some of hers. I have some fun gifts from Table Mates, but I'm just gonna show you some of the floss cards because I love those. These were from Barry. These were from the Paisley Stitcher. Barry also gave us treats. The cookies were eaten already. I can't show you those. This is a fun thing. She gave us one of her stickers. I know I should put it on my water bottle, but I kind of want to put it in my book of days. But I love her thing so much. I love Barry. She was very fun. Merritt gifted me this clip, this rose clip. Karen gave us this little bag. I think there was candy in here that I ate. Glasses wipes, which were great, and then her floss drops and some pins and a snag nappet. And then Ellen Chester passed out these thread winders. Aren't they fun? Okay, that's what I got from the retreat. So as I said, I started going through my whips and I would really like to make some progress on some of them. I love the idea of 2 threads a day. I believe that, so sorry, got interrupted. 2 threads a day, 2 strands a day, 2 strands a day. Sarah does that, and she says that she has accomplished a lot by doing so. And so I think that's something I want to tackle. I'm pretty good at work before play. So if I make myself a rule that I need to put 2 strands of floss in a project before I move on to something else for the day, I think I would do that. So some of the options that are close to finishes. Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird. I worked on it, and then I think I hit a snag when I had to rip some things out, but this is how far I am. I could probably get this finished pretty quickly. So that is one that I'm going to make 2 strands a day. Maybe I'll do that first. So that is number 1 of those. Oh, another one that I really want to get finished. Now I'll have to decide. And this is really close also. Maybe I should start with this one. Seasons of the Heart by Brenda Gervais. I started last summer. I love stitching houses, and I got this far. I think I only need to do the flag and some vines. I could probably finish that in a couple of days. Maybe that should be next. We'll see which one I choose. What are you? Oh, this is not one of those options, but these are 2 whips that I've worked on since we last saw one another. I'm loving Mini Mansions by Annie B's Folk Art. I got together with some friends at Panera to stitch yesterday, and I took this with me because I had fill-in. But here is where I am on Mini Mansions. It's very satisfying. Also, this is my first 46 count real project I'm working on, and I like it. I'm not having too many issues with it. Let me show you the chart again. Mini Mansions. I've seen Kim making progress on Down in the Valley. I think that I need to start that one too. I just need to start all the things. So that's Mini Mansions. Another one that I started, I think I had already shown you the start, but I've been working on is Roses for Ruby by the Scarlet House. And as I mentioned, I'm keeping my granddaughter Ruby today, and so I think this one just had to be done for her. I was thinking about little girl samplers and some of my granddaughter's names, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to find an actual sampler with my granddaughter's names? So here's Ruby. I know that the Proper Stitcher has an Ellie that I could do. That's one of my granddaughters. I have a Penelope, a Stella, and a Lila that I need to do. If you know any samplers with those names, tell me in the comments because I would like to find them and stitch them. Anyways, I digress, but here is my progress. It's very fun to stitch. There's a nice rhythm to it, as I had said with the other one, but I'm making my way down the border. And I'm using my own pulled silks that I had in my stash for it. And it's coming together nicely. I really like it. Then I have some big projects, but I don't think I made a lot of progress on them, so I'll spare you that this time, but I want to work on them. I will tell you that someone kindly pointed out in the comments, I don't know if it was last video or the video before, questioning if I was working on a fat quarter piece of linen for Peacorn, Badger, and Unicorn. And I said I wasn't, but I thought I had plenty of room. I was watching Sue from Floss Toss. She has she does a live a few times a week in Instagram called Knit 24 Periscope. And she mentioned that she was really close on her edge, but thought she would be okay. And I thought, oh, I better count. I counted. I've already started it twice. So I thought, no, I want to stitch this. So I've ordered Pub Crawl from Evertote, and it was going to be shipped to me this weekend, although it's coming from Canada. Sorry, I have an itch. So it might take a little while, but every time I see somebody post progress on Peacock, Unicorn, and Badger, I want to stitch it. So I'm waiting for that, and then I'm going to stitch it. Okay. I had offered a giveaway last time, which was the Humble Sampler. I drew a name, and it's mostly it's like user and a whole bunch of letters. So I'm gonna post a picture at the end of this of the name from the random comment selector that I chose. I think your name is Renee, so be watching for that, but this is what I'm giving away. And I saw that number 12 Stitch Co. just got hers back from the framer, and I think I have to start it. And it's kitted, which I bought kitted from number 12 Stitch Co. So here's my copy. Here's my linen, which is number 12 Stitch Co. And I think it's the called for. And then I bought the floss from them all kitted too. So I think I'm gonna start that this weekend. Anybody wanna start it? Anybody working on it? I think Shelly has it maybe and is working on it. Shelly Fry. I believe Kim is working on it. Anybody else want to stitch it with me? It's so pretty. I just love the pinks and the greens. So I'm gonna have that. I had told you the last time in my One More Thing segment about some sales, and those purchases arrived. Stitching Lane, I believe it is, that cousin Christy told me about, was having a sale with a code. I think that's ended, but I thought I'd show you what I got. I got this Blackbird chart, the Spring Fever. I also got another Blackbird chart, but maybe I've already filed it. And then at half price, they had a lot of Lady Dot trims. And so I bought a lot of Lady Dot trims. I bought them for myself, but I also thought, wouldn't they be great table mate gifts at retreats to just add one of those into a little bag? So if you sit with me at a retreat, you might see one of these in your future. Maybe. This also came from Stitching Lane. It had fallen over. My youngest daughter collected Disney pins. She still does, really, and my grandkids do sometimes. And so Stitching Lane has a few needle minders, and this one was a former Disney pin that they've made into a needle minder. So I had to have that too. Okay, Kitten Stitcher has that $5 section, and I found so many things. And she updates it. A lot of these things may be gone, but I'll still show you what I got. But I know she's added more yardage and some more charts. So be sure and check out the Kitten Stitcher, her $5 section. I believe she's on a break right now. I think she's still taking orders because her son's getting married this weekend, I think she said. Okay, here we go. Heartstring Sampler, the Dressmaker Sewing Kit. How perfect is that for a stitcher? And it would make good little gifts. Hands to Work, One Warm Thought. I thought that house was really pretty. Little House Needlework, Sweet Petites. And I thought these would make really cute ornaments. Hello from Liz Matthew, Yonder. I think that would be fast also. And then her mother, Kathy Barrick, Elizabeth Haig. I'm not sure if I would choose the yellow to go with it, but I might change the colors up, but I really like the motifs on that. Scarlet House, Sarah Barnes, $5. Prairie Girl Stitching, Country Snowflakes. Again, these are all individual, and I thought those would be great on perforated paper, I think, don't you think? As ornaments for grands, and some of them would be pretty quick. Sheepish Designs, my Christmas sampler. Again, these are all $5. Victorian Rose Needle Arts. I forgot to read you the title. Jane Freeburn, 1850. The Wishing Thorn, Jane Jones mini sampler. So those were all on Kitten Stitcher. I will tell you that Top Knot Stitcher, Abby, topknotstitcher.com, I believe, just sent an email to her newsletter subscribers that she has a sale going on, trying to move some inventory, and I think she has some does she have some $5 ones too? They're at least on sale, so be sure and check out Abby Top Knot. Then I don't have as much D-stash, but I do have a few things. And people have asked about D-stash information. I'm on D-stash Cross Stitch on Facebook. One thing that I have finally discovered, it seems like the Facebook algorithm shows you the latest comments on a post, not necessarily the latest post. But if you scroll down just a little bit on the right-hand side, there's a little set of bars with a slide. If you click on that, you can choose newest post, and then you're seeing the most recent post. Otherwise, you're seeing things that people have already spoken for. So these came today. Francis Pool by Brenda Gervais. I don't have that one. Thy Love More Strong I had not purchased yet, and since I was buying Francis, I just had her add that to it. And then, you know, I have a big family, and I put up 22 stockings at Christmas. They used to be on my mantle. They're now kind of coming down my stairs. And as I put them up this past year, I said to one of my daughters that I really wish I had handmade stockings. And I could either quilt them or I could stitch them. Quilting them would be much faster, but doesn't stitched ones sound fun? So I've been collecting shepherd's bush stocking kits and patterns. So these came from D-stash. Richard, Reed, I like him, he's a cute little shepherd, and Brett. Now can you imagine if I tried to stitch 22 stockings? I cannot, but I could start with one for my husband and me, and then kind of work my way from there, figure out who would be next. I could do that, right? Okay, the other things I've gotten, and you may have seen them, so I'll show you quickly. My Tiger Lily box came and my Fanciful Flamingo box came. And I point these out because they both have specialty boxes you can order right now. So let me start with Flamingo. This is Alicia's subscription box. She has a sampler box coming this fall, and I think she's gonna sell 200. And I checked before I recorded, and she still has some available. So you might wanna check that out. But her featured designer was the Proper Stitcher. And so this is her Sweet Friendship chart. That was an exclusive for Alicia's box. I really like that. We got some strawberry candy. Look, I haven't even eaten it yet. I'll probably eat it in a minute. We got some Lady Dot trim to finish it. We got some pins, some decorative pins. I'm so sorry about the glare. We got a project tracker card. We got finishing fabric. We got the called for floss, DMC floss, a sticker, a project card, and then we got the finishing board from Chantel 141. And then also she includes a private Zoom retreat. I won't show you the card because that would give you the information, with a designer. So this month that will be with Annie, the Proper Stitcher. And that is always fun. Last month was Sweet Wing, Susan, which was very enjoyable. Then the other kit that I received was my Tiger Lily quarterly subscription box. Did I say the other one was monthly? It's not, it's quarterly. These are both quarterly. And I bring this up because Carrie from Tiger Lily also does an Advent box. I got it last year, I loved it, and she's pre-selling it right now. And once they're gone, they're gone. So if you're interested, go order yourself one. She always includes a project keeper. So this is the fabric, I'm sorry, so this is the keeper this time. Look at that bright fabric. She included Life's a Stitch pink mug. She finds small businesses to support, and that's kind of her specialty. So isn't this coaster fun? I had purchased like a large trivet for in fact, maybe two of my daughters when they got married. So I love this coaster. I think it's wool balls. And maybe they raise sheep? I can't remember the details, I'm so sorry. This macrame keychain in pink because Carrie loves pink. This beautiful needle minder, and it's a threader, floss threader. And did I miss anything? Oh, the shortbread, but my husband actually ate that. Lemon shortbread. I love shortbread. Okay, I think that was it. As for plans, I want to do 2 strands a day. I really want to probably stitch that bunny. Maggie Mae's really cute. And then I'd like to get some work in on some of my bigger projects and continue working. I have a stitchy retreat with friends coming up in June that I'm excited. It's just 6 of us getting together, and so that'll be lots of fun. I have vacation coming up with most of my grandkids, and my 60th birthday is coming up, and so my 4 daughters have arranged a spa day while we're on vacation. We go to Hilton Head, and my 4 daughters have arranged to come, and we're gonna have a spa day together. So that is all I need for my birthday, just to be with my girls and my kids and my son-in-laws and my grandbabies. So I think that's it. I have Alicia's retreat coming up in July. That's in Orlando. I think it's full, but she probably has a waiting list. And I say to people, I'm flaky and have to cancel a lot because of, health situations of family members. And so spots do open up. So you might be able to snag a spot. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I just want to remind you that life is short, so go love well and enjoy your stitching. Thank you for joining. I'll see you again soon. One more thing. I am a stitch in hand girl, but it is hurting my wrist, so I've switched to hoops. And so I've been buying hoops, trying to perfect which one I love. This is a thick, I don't know how wide that is, nerd hoop, maybe a 4-inch one, that I've decided doesn't work for me. If you would like this nerd hoop, comment hoop, and that'll be my next giveaway. But remember, you have to be over 18. Don't say giveaway, free, any of those words. One more thing, and this one's big. I checked before I recorded, and Hobby House has some Patoki stands in stock. I can't believe they still have them, and they're the stained wood ones. I love my Patoki stand. It is so well made. It is smooth like a piece of furniture. So if you are interested, hurry to Hobby House and search Patoki stand. I think it's one of the first things that comes up. I think this is called the Mini, and it's stained, and they have it. So hurry, go. Okay, bye.